Your thoughts about the weekend, about everything after April 26 Times Square? There was a climax there, and there is another climax this weekend.
Well, I think we Armenians did a great job, and I think President Erdogan of Turkey helped us a great deal with his nonsensical statements, insulting, very undiplomatic, and I think people, civilized people, laughed at it. So the Turks helped us, and we thank them for that. On the other hand, we did pretty well on our own. We had 130,000 people marching in LA. Can you imagine? We had 15,000 in Times Square. Can you imagine? The State House in Boston, the State House in Connecticut, and all over the place. I can't enumerate them all. From the smallest town to the largest city, the Armenians showed themselves well. And this now has caused the Turks to rethink their situation. And I've been reading the Daily Zaman, which is in English. I don't read Turkish. And what we see now is that people understand that they've lost the battle, and the question is how can they preserve their dignity in the light of a lost battle. And one of the ways is to try to compensate the Armenians without admitting genocide. Maybe that's the kind of compromise the government will accept. Help the Armenians, don't admit.
Where are we now this weekend? Because I really would like
Well,
you
I
to come.
understand that the Vice President of the United States is going to be at the National Cathedral this evening, and that's a great statement. I think President Obama realizes that he blew it. With the Pope, the President of Israel, the President of Germany, the Premier of Germany, Austria, so many significant countries have acknowledged the genocide, and no one of significance went to Turkey for their commemoration except the Anzacs themselves, which was understandable.
Yeah.
So I think we really have won, and I think this evening is going to prove it. I don't know what Biden is going to say, but inevitably his president says, look, we are commemorating the Armenian genocide. What is he doing here? He's here to commemorate the Armenian genocide.
Absolutely.
I think President Obama wants to correct his mistake, and this is the easiest way to do it.
Could you put in words what you see here and what's going to happen? Where are we?
Well, the president of Armenia is coming, and he's invited a number of significant Armenian people. I've counted the tables; it would be about 75 to 100, and I recognize a great number of these folks because they are prominent people. So I would say this, that the president of Armenia is trying to, one, thank the Armenian Americans for what they've done, two, to encourage them to continue in their struggle, and three, to get inspiration himself and with his staff as to what can be done. So I think all of these things line up together positively.